is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD update for October 11th 2013. So I've got 8 new movies to show you, all from the 1960s. This in fact completes my wish list. 4 films from the 60s, and it's a eclectic mix, a little bit of everything here, just filling out movies I wanted from the decade. So let's get started. Up first, we have 7 Faces of Dr. Lau, produced and directed by George Pal, starring the great Tony Randall and Barbara Eden from I Dreamed of Jeannie fame. Great fantasy movie about a traveling circus run by a gentleman who's over 7,000 years old, claims to be anyway. Comes to a Arizona desert town and sort of puts on this fantastical show. Great makeup effects. I believe won an honorary Academy Award for the makeup effects in this film. So yeah, 7 Faces of Dr. Lau. Okay, up next we have Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy from 1968, directed by Roger Vadim. Starring, of course, Jane Fonda. Great sci-fi sort of sexploitation movie. Fun, action, cheesy. The year is, I believe, 40,000 on a planet called Lithion, where Jane Fonda lands, and she sort of acts like a female James Bond, battles monsters and robots and sleeps around with a lot of guys who help her out. So yeah, really looking forward to rewatching this Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy. Okay, up next we have a war film from 1969. Still got the wrapping on here. The Bridge at Remagen, or Remagen, depending on why am I still holding this. Directed by John Gilliman, sorry. Really good film starring George Segal, Robert Vaughn, Ben Gazzara. Set in 1945 during the Allies' sort of final march towards Berlin. The Germans held strong at a bridge on the River Rhine. About 50,000 troops were trapped on the wrong side of the bridge. Really good World War II action film. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of World War II and World War II movies, so this is a good one. Okay, up next, some sexploitation to add to the collection, of course. A genre I've only recently gotten into in recent years. We have Eugenie, the story of her journey into perversion, from 1969, directed by Jess Franco, starring Marie Liliadal, Maria Rome, and the great Christopher Lee, of course, based on a novel by the Marquis de Sade, I believe, Philosophy in the Boudoir, which is also sort of its other title. Great movie about a young innocent girl who goes to a island and sort of is faced with discovering sexuality in very sort of perverse and sadomasochistic ways. Very dreamlike, good-looking girls, sort of great Euro sleaze fest, directed by Jess Franco. Okay, up next, speaking of sleaze fest, it's a little more classy than that. We have Mondo Topless from 1966, of course, by the great Russ Meyer. Big fan of Russ Meyer's movies for obvious reasons. And this film is 60 minutes of buxotic beauties dancing topless in and around San Francisco. A lot of them are holding little like tape players because there's always music going. It's the typical Russ Meyer affair. Got the crazy announcer going on in the background. England just scored, so I'm distracted by the game. Looks like Rooney. Yeah, some really beautiful women. there's also shots of women dancing in Europe and stuff, but that's pretty much all it is topless women dancing around for 60 minutes. And you gotta love that. Okay, up next, I got a Criterion Collection, number 483, Repulsion, from 1965, directed of course by the great Roman Polanski, and starring the very beautiful Catherine Deneuve. Great psychological thriller about a young woman who's left alone in a London apartment when her sister goes away on vacation, and she's sort of driven to madness through her past and all these demons. Repulsion is a great film by Polanski. It's Polanski, Catherine Deneuve, beautiful black and white photography. Can't go wrong with this one. Okay, up next, filling out my westerns. Gotta have as much John Wayne as possible, as Sarah, 1228 would agree. We have The Sons of Katie Elder, from 1965, directed by Henry Hathaway, starring of course John Wayne and Dean Martin. Four brothers return to their family ranch to find their father has been murdered and their mother is being swindled. Great sort of revenge western. Lots of movies sort of have this sort of iconic story of siblings returning home to find something's wrong with their parents and sort of taking up the sword, if you like. Yeah, really decent western from the 60s starring John Wayne that not many people talk about. Okay, last but not least, we have a Alfred Hitchcock film, one of the last few I've been wanting to get for a long time now, and that's Topaz from 1969. Of course, like I said, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. It's kind of obvious because it's part of the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection with the slim case here. Great film starring what's his name? John Forsythe and Frederick Stafford. John Forsythe plays a CIA agent who hires a French operative to investigate Russian missiles in Cuba. So it's a precursor to the Cuban Missile Crisis. Film also stars Karen Dor. If you're a James Bond fan, you know Karen Dor starred in You Only Live Twice. She has a very small part in that, but she's really sexy and great in that role in that movie, and I've always wanted to see her in more stuff, so that's one of the main reasons why I got this as well. But it's Hitchcock, great film about espionage and the Cold War, 60s era. Anything about the Cuban Missile Crisis is good for me. So that is Topaz. So that is, if I can pick them up again, 8 movies, all from the 60s. Finally completing my wish list from all the films from the 1960s that I wanted to get for a while now. As you can tell, I've been going through 40s, 50s, 60s. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. 70s, 80s. I've got less than like 80 movies now to get DVD-wise, and I'll continue to buy new Blu-rays as well. But yeah, finally getting to a good place as far as completing my collection as far as my wish list goes. So thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.